Hold up. Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in Catalonia for today's qualifying session for the Spanish Grand Prix. Spain is one of those tracks that can create unexpected results, so it's very difficult to know who might be strong here in today's qualifying.
If you can put together an efficient package with a good compromise between downforce and straight line speed, you can catch the other teams out here, just like Pastor Maldonado did back in 2012. Ferrari have a good track record at this circuit, but my money is on Mercedes to have a strong qualifying session here today.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Foxy290 here. Welcome back to a brand new F1 2015 career mode video for you guys today on my channel. Today we are back with the Spanish Grand Prix, the return to Europe. We're in qualifying here for probably one of my least favourite circuits on the calendar. As we can see, I wanted to also give some good news, and that replay cameras are back in the Bahrain Grand Prix. I couldn't use replay cameras because the Xbox crashed whilst I was about to start replaying the whole race and get the different camera angles to you guys in that race. But it's all back and it's all well in this Grand Prix. But we start off in the first sector here, very, very slow in the Ferrari. Now, this is the one thing that really troubled me around the circuit to Catalonia. I tried it in the practice sessions. I also tried it here in qualifying. I was really, really slow. As you can see, Hamilton there, the ghost of Lewis Hamilton, who set the fastest time, absolutely blasting away from me. I've got no chance of catching him up whatsoever. We head down in towards the DRS zone here down the straight, but my issue is I set up the Ferrari to make sure that it is as good as possible in the corners, put very high wings on it, but unfortunately I've compromised straight line speed dramatically, and it really did cost me for this whole Grand Prix. So we had to deal with it in Sector 2, and I was the quickest, probably actually the quickest driver on the field. But annoyingly, in Sector 1 and Sector 3, where you need a lot of where you actually need the straight line speed around Spain, I could not bring it together. But you can see Hamilton just absolutely blasting it away into the distance here. I've got no speed whatsoever, and we only qualify in 4th place, but nearly a second down on Lewis Hamilton. So we've got a lot of work to do in the race. Sebastian's still happy though, because we met the objective like we always get. And I'll speak to you in just a second, because the commentators are about to say their little bit.
What a session it's been for Mercedes today. They've locked the front row of the grid for tomorrow's race.
It's been a great session for the team. They've really been pushing hard to make this happen, and their hard work has been rewarded.
Welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya here in Spain for what is expected to be a very closely contested race. On pole today is Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes was dominant during qualifying, and with the power unit advantage, well, you just can't see anybody challenging for that race win today.
His work isn't done yet. He still needs to take the advantage of being on pole and turn it into a race win. As long as he has no mechanical issues and can stay out of trouble in that first corner, he could make this the perfect weekend.
Last race saw Williams collect their best haul of points for the season. They'll want to use that as the new benchmark for what they're aiming to achieve. And starting today,
it was a good weekend for them. The car certainly looked to handle better than we've seen earlier in the season. They're bringing new upgrades this weekend too, which they'll hope will further improve performance.
Alright then, we are ready and set for today's Grand Prix. Now, I wasn't expecting anything big from this race. Again, like I said, I completely fucked up the setup. I completely ruined the car for this Grand Prix. But lights out and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. We get a very bad start. Bottas completely blitzes us off the line. Ricciardo and Massa staying with us. I stick to the inside line here, not picking up the slipstream. I brake really hard. Contact made between me and Raikkonen. We get stuck together a little bit. We go around the outside. The two Mercedes have absolutely blitzed it. I go and manage to go round Raikkonen and take the inside line into turn 3. A little bit of a naughty move, I'll be honest. I did hit Raikkonen, but I really wasn't bothered. I knew that if I could just try and be the leader, the best of the rest of the Mercedes, I hope that I could be able to hold everyone up here. But we start sweeping our way now in towards this second sector of the Grand Prix, which is where I'm the quickest. But you can already see my straight line speeds problem that I actually had for this race because of my setup being so bad. You can see the Mercedes just absolutely flying away. And Raikkonen, I'm building a small gap to Raikkonen, but that is going to come down very, very soon because we're about to hit the pit straight and this long straight here. And you can see he is closing in on already. And the Mercedes already with about a 1.2 second gap to us. That's going to, you can already tell how slow the car is around here. In Bahrain, I had the setup perfect. I went with very low drag, made sure that I had a lot of straight line speed. In the Circuit de Catalunya, I knew it was hard to overtake, so I decided to go with I decided to compromise speed, straight line speed, and go with the to make sure that the car handles better in the sectors. Which, to be fair, the car did handle, but you can see down the straights, I'm already a whopping 2.3 seconds off. I think it's 2.3 if I'm not embarrassing. Raikkonen there, you can see, blitzes us with DRS. We don't even have DRS. It's the first lap, and he's gone right around us, but we go very wide, or very far into turn 1. Going into turn 2 now, we managed to keep ahead of Raikkonen going into this long turn 3. And yeah, this is pretty much how the race is going to go. On Mercedes, we don't even need to worry about them, because you can already see the gap is massive. It's just increasing. It's already gone up to like 3 seconds on the first lap. And that's pretty much how much I was losing to the Mercs each in the race. But we're going to go to the start of the Grand Prix, which finally the replay cameras are back. So you can see we get bogged down here at the start. Bottas comes through, and you can see us now just fighting in the middle. Massa trying to make his way through. You can see brake very hard, getting past Bottas. Clear contact with Raikkonen. Bottas then makes contact with us. And as the two Mercedes just light their tyres off and just blitz, just go into the distance. Sebastian Vettel, there I am. Small gap to Raikkonen, but you can see the two Mercedes, 1 and 2. I then coming in next, as you can see, and Raikkonen just a little bit behind after I squeezed him out going into turn 3. The two Mercedes are just are already in the class of their own, and I could tell that from the qualifying session. But we are back now with live coverage here on lap 3 of the Grand Prix. DRS has been activated. I did my trick that I do in Bahrain, which is to stick to the outside of the slipstream. But because I set my car up so wrong, Raikkonen just absolutely flies past me with DRS. And he's in the same car as I am. But I brake really late going into turn 1, squeezing Raikkonen wide. He tries to come back at me into turn 2. Nothing happens. We go into turn 3, one a little bit wide. We come back into the corner, but contact is made from behind. And I'm nearly just spun into the wall. But I managed to correct the car here. So I've managed to keep the car going, but I think Raikkonen has hit the wall. We brake heavily now going into turn 5. The Mercedes have struck an even bigger gap now. Rosberg takes the lead, but contact happened behind between me and Raikkonen. We're going to have a look at it here. Raikkonen here gets the DRS. I then go around into turn 1. So then into turn 2, we see we got the line. We've got it all covered. We run a little wide into turn 3, and then as we start turning in, Raikkonen just completely goes into us, makes no attempt to go into the corner, and that's the second time now in 2 races me and Raikkonen have made contact. The first was in China, and we are back here in Spain. We're going to run on Raikkonen's point of view. And you can see it's on the prime tyres. Now all of a sudden he's glitched in the mediums. Now he's back on the primes. You can see he just contacts with us. And for some weird reason, as you can see from the replay angle, Raikkonen's tyres are glitching and changing colours. So, yeah. But we're back now with some live action, but I decided to do it from a replay camera angle. Daniel Ricciardo here with the Red Bull in the straight line. I decide that I'm not going to go and defend on the outside line because there's no point. My car is just so slow down the straights. I've made a real mess up of the setup. Ricciardo gets the inside line into turn 1. He moves up into 3rd, but I keep on going with it. Turn 2, we make sure that we get right alongside Ricciardo. And right around the outside of turn 3, we don't get the move done, unfortunately. But I stick right in the toe of Daniel Ricciardo. And then going into turn 4, we get the job done on Ricciardo. Just about. He really does give us a bit of a fight. So you can see he's just on the outside. But unfortunately, luckily for us, Daniel Ricciardo lifts off the throttle. And that is that move sorted. So we are back on at lap 5 of the race. We do miss time move out of the slipstream with Daniel Ricciardo. He laps about 2 tenths to us. There's nearly 12 odd seconds between me and Rosberg. Small contact made between me and Ricciardo. Ricciardo making another chance to come around me. I go very wide into turn 1. Sorry, not wide. I cut the corner way too much into turn 1 and into turn 2. And now coming through this long sweeping turn 3. We yet again defending ourselves from Daniel Ricciardo. I want to make sure I can keep this podium position because the Mercedes are long gone. I have no chance of catching them, especially with my poor setup. But we skip ahead now to lap 6 of the race, braking really hard going into this corner. The DRS is there. I go with a little bit of a change. So my pit stop was about lap 7 or lap 8, but I go really wide here. Daniel Ricciardo hitting us. I was going on the instruction manual to try and change to pit this lap. I went wide into the corner. Ricciardo came right in at us. I tried to turn back onto the race circuit. Ricciardo was having none of it and just slammed me and slammed the door shut, and contact was made. But you can see I'm really struggling for pace. Ricciardo, who never really normally catches me up in the races, was giving me a very tough time. So I thought time is to change and see, come up with a different strategy. We come into the pits then for what's going to be our one and only stop. Onto the prime tyres. I thought because I was slow in a straight line and the other drivers were much quicker than me, I thought that I might as well just go onto the slower compound of tyres and just go the rest of the race on them, because I wasn't going to catch up to the Mercedes. And I thought that I would stay in front of the rest of the field, that I was battling to the Ricciardo Massa squabble because of the undercut, which means their tyres would be worn out. Mine are brand new and fresh and nice sticky rubber, so I'd be able to get one, decent lap in. So I decided to pit one lap early than my schedule. So I think my schedule stopped maybe on lap 7 or lap 8, I can't really remember, so that I could just, drive my own race now. I wanted to sort of stay around. But we are into 8th place here. We've got Felipe Massa going really slowly down the pit straight. We managed to get past him, luckily. And then Daniel Ricciardo here. That's who I wanted to overtake. Round the outside into turn 1. Fantastic move here. And I've managed to make myself in front of Daniel Ricciardo. And just what I expected. And you can see we are going to be starting to build a little bit of a gap now, because my tyres will start to get up to temperature. Daniel Ricciardo's is going to be nice. It's going to be all horrible and cold, his tyres. So we did what we wanted to do. I got the undercut. Well, I didn't really perform the full undercut because actually you could theoretically say I did, because Ricciardo's in front of me. So we did perform the undercut on Ricciardo. So we came in as soon as we lost the position. We're back out in front of Ricciardo now. So we're continuing on our way, and we've sort of caught up now to a set of drivers, or a set of drivers that are squabbling for position. So this has got a bit of an interesting one. So we're currently in the 11th place at the moment. P8, you can see Kvyat, Raikkonen, Ericsson, and I think that's Button in front of them. So it's a train of 4 cars, so we could possibly we're going to be getting a lot of positions here, because these guys are going to be coming into the pits anyway to make sure that they're done. But I got a good run here on Danny Kvyat, and I decide that why not to make a move around Kvyat, who's on the prime tyres. So he's going to be going, oh, it's Perez in the 7th place, never mind. But you can see Raikkonen there. He's going to pit with the rest of the field after he made contact with us at the start of the race, because he doesn't know how to drive a car properly. Anyway, we're going to come down towards this pit straight now, and you can see I have the DRS reset. Danny Kvyat, though, even with my DRS, he just flies past me. He's got DRS as well, though. Bottas there coming out of the pit. And again, the Red Bull straight line speed, much quicker than mine. But I managed to outbrake Danny Kvyat going into turn 1 and into turn 2. Around this long turn 3 corner, I reckon now that I can get to Kvyat and drop him, because Kvyat's on an old set of tyres. Now, as we come towards lap 9, as you can see there in the bottom of your screen, there is someone in the pits. As you can see, I'm now in 2nd place on the grid. Hamilton's got the lead. Rosberg is nowhere to be seen. This really confused me here on lap 10. This is the only sort of action they had left of the Grand Prix. So, I was a bit confused. I was like, oh, someone in the pits. But I noticed then that Rosberg is nowhere to be seen. There's no Rosberg. So as we come down towards this straight here, still confused. This is live recording. I click onto Race Director here. You can see everyone Legend AI, me human. So I scroll down to the very bottom of the screen. And you can see there, Raikkonen's in the garage, so he's out of the race. But it says Rosberg's in the pits. So then what I do is I go to Instant Replay and Flashback. And I ride on board with myself, pause the video, click on the Hamilton. There's Rosberg. He's in the pits. Ready? I press play. You can see I press play. And he's stuck there. Rosberg is stuck in the pits. He's come in for his tyre stop, and the Mercedes crew are like, no, you're not allowed to pit. But you can see it's live footage that happened, but Rosberg completely stuck in the pits, and there was nothing. It was just really weird. But the only advantage of Rosberg being stuck in the pits is that's promoted us up into 2nd place here. And that was kind of the rest of the race, really. It was just Hamilton streaking clear and making me no chance to catch him. He goes and wins the Grand Prix. I'm in 2nd after that really random moment for Rosberg not being able to pit. And I can tell you that as when we come down the straight, you can see Bottas did actually close up on us. But we managed to keep him covered throughout the straight. As we come around now towards this final corner, you'll be able to see it now as we head down towards the chicane, round the corner. We're going to be taking 2nd place, though, in the Spanish Grand Prix. You'll be able to see on your screens Rosberg there, still in the pits somehow. It's completely glitched, but we take 2nd place in the Spanish Grand Prix. I'll take that. I'll take 2nd place. I ruined the setup of my car. Hamilton wins. The gap is now up to 10 points in the championship between me and Hamilton. Bottas with a very good 3rd place here. And to be honest, considering the setup that I made and the biggest mess up of the setup I've ever done. So, if you want a Spanish GP setup, don't follow mine because I've ruined it. Ruined my straight line speed. But Hamilton there, he takes the win, celebrates awesome, and I'll be back with you in a minute when the commentators start finishing their bit, and I'll outro the video.
A great drive from the world champion Lewis Hamilton. On days like today, he's just unbeatable in that Mercedes.
Yes, definitely. It was a brilliant race, and one that you can tell the fans really enjoyed.
There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Alright then guys, so as you can see that's the end of the Grand Prix. Raikkonen got disqualified, Rosberg glitched in the pits. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for some more daily content, and the gap is 10 points in the championship, and we will see you for the next Grand Prix in Monaco. Take care, goodbye.